In today's news, tests return negative for local cases of coronavirus.
Government to host another praise and Thanksgiving service.
A very live special interview with the members of the BVI CCHA on their upcoming National Culinary Team dinner.
BVI continues the Silver Jubilee celebration of a visionary leader.
An Alabama man is scheduled to be executed, for 3 murders that he did not commit. An education minister completes a UK educational tour. These and so much more when 284 News returns.
What are you really running for, boss? You could have bust a hole in your head. But see you with the competition. Which means you're about to bust a hole in your pocket.
I could get my modem, please.
Anyhow, I got something huge to show you.
I gotta be sick in your head.
The whole on string bean, Tina kind of party. Check this. That's LTE1 for just about everyone. LTE2 for you and your boo. And hold on. Bam! Rate so low, you feel like you're free. That's LTE3 for you and the whole family.
Save even more on your internet with new pricing from CCT. Get LTE 2 now for only $149. Get LTE 3 for the new low price of $189. All packages are unlimited, so there's no overage charge. You don't have to run into Chaz for savings. Just stop by our store and sign up today. Come on over to CCT. Life Unlimited.
Welcome, everybody. It is Thursday, March 5th, 2020, a terrific Thursday in the beautiful British Virgin Islands, that is. I'm Ron Grant.
And I am Javon Wilson. Now, viewers, I know the territory is in full celebration mode, partaking in the Elmore Stout High School sports celebrations. A lot of persons are out there on the fields, of course, supporting the kids.
Enjoying themselves.
Which house were you in at
Carlisle, man. House 4 all the way.
school? What color is that?
That's yellow.
That's the yellow house. But I
I
heard
think
like
we're in second place right now.
the red house used to be the front runners. Yeah.
it used to be, but that's the past.
All
So,
right.
yeah, it'll
Well,
be all
viewers,
right.
we're heading over there post news, so be sure to come out and join us if you have not as yet. But for now, we're going to head into our newscast.
Topping our newscast today, the public is invited to come out in numbers on Thursday, March 5th and Sunday, March 8th to participate in praise and thanksgiving services focused on thanksgiving and petitioning God for favor on the territory of the Virgin Islands. Praise and thanksgiving services will be held on both Tortola and Virgin Gorda, respectively. March 5th at the New Life Baptist Church in Duff's Bottom on Tortola at 5 p.m., while the second will be held on Sunday, March 8th at the Sanctuary of Hope New Testament Church in Church of God in South Valley, Virgin Gorda at 5 p.m. Premier and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Andrew A. Foy, said that the objective of these services is for the government and people of the Virgin Islands to engage God intentionally and collectively for guidance. The Premier said, and I quote, "As a territory, there are many challenges domestically, regionally, and internationally, but with God in the midst, I know that all will be well." He further continued by saying, "We recognize that the success of this territory and strength of our future is on resolve to remain in oneness of purpose for a prosperous Virgin Islanders. The Premier added, "We thank God for life. We thank God for what He has done for us years gone and for what He will continue to do for us individually and collectively. God indeed has made a way, and I continue to firmly believe that the year of 2020 will be a great one where BVI love will be excessively strong." In reflecting on his government's first year in office, Premier Foy explained that there is still a lot left to be done, and his government is committed to transforming the territory into a leading regional economy by 2025 through entrepreneurship, innovation, and local and foreign investment. Premier Foy further added, "Together as a territory, we will continue to accelerate transformation for resilience and sustainability together, and we will embrace smart strategies and green development and create opportunities for individuals and collective empowerment, all with God's help." The last praise and thanksgiving service, as we would all remember, was held on January 1st, 2020. Jovan, we see where our government is leading by example. We've always talked, and I'm going to say this, might step on some toes, but we have often spoke about our territory being a Christian society. And for the first time in my 30 years of being on this territory,
Yes.
being a young man, this is the first time that I'm actually seeing a government make such deliberate efforts to collectively and regularly engage in praise and thanksgiving. Some persons might say it's a little bit much because we do it often, but they see it fit, and I think it's fitting and appropriate when we speak of being a Christian society that we actually practice what we preach.
Absolutely,
Yes.
and I know the Premier and his government has never been ashamed
Have not
of
shied away from it,
acknowledging
yes.
God in the midst, and especially since celebrating the first year in office and hoping that God will continue to lead the charge. I think it's the most fitting thing to
definitely.
do, and I'm hoping, of course, that the territory joins in on that event. All right, moving forward, we have great news in the territory. The Ministry of Health and Social Development has successfully stood up its first Health Emergency Operations Center to lead the coronavirus response. The team brings together specialists from across the public health under unified leadership with support from additional teams to help share information, coordinate with regular authorities, manage suspected cases, organize the logistical response, and carry out necessary response activities. The incident commander, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Erat Potter has reported as of March 4th, a total of 3 British Virgin Islands residents were tested by the Caribbean Public Health Agency, which is CARPA, and all results were negative for the virus that causes the coronavirus COVID-19. This includes a BV Islander who recently returned from an affected country and had remained quarantined at home in accordance with established protocols. No additional health information in relation to the testing of persons under investigation will be reported. However, the Ministry of Health and Social Development will continue to provide statistical updates and will alert the public immediately upon detection of the virus. As the COVID-19 disease continues to spread across the world and cases are confirmed within our region, the government remains vigilant in its monitoring and surveillance activities, public health measures, and community awareness and engagement. Now on Tuesday, Governor Augustus J.U. Jaspert met with stakeholders and health officials to discuss the territory's strategic response to the ongoing global coronavirus COVID-19 outbreak. Governor Jaspert explained that while the territory has not had any confirmed coronavirus cases, a comprehensive effort will be needed to prevent the virus and to respond in the event that it arrives in the Virgin Islands. While at the meeting, Governor Jaspert firmly activated the National Emergency Operations Center, which is known as NEOC, at a level 1. Now, what that means is it allows the health sector experts to be supported in their work by the Department of Disaster Management in their function as a coordinating body and by other NEOC support structures to help share information, activities, sectoral plans, identify relevant sources, and intensify all readiness actions to ensure that the territory is adequately prepared to deal with the COVID-19 virus. Now, for more information and updates, you can, of course, visit the government's page. That's bvi.gov.vg/novel.coronavirus.info. So great news there for the territory.
Very thankful.
Amid fears.
Premature scares, yeah.
Absolutely, especially because of that voice note I was
Indeed,
circulating, and as a territory wanting to know what the situation was. I know we've been hearing a lot about the government and the officials having the necessary protocols in place to control that type of situation. But here we see an opportunity arose where, somebody was suspected to have the virus and the necessary testing was done. The test went off to Trinidad and they came back negative. So great news there for the British Virgin Islands. Viewers, still ahead, Silver Jubilee celebrations continue as we remember the late Honorable H.L. Stout. And as promised, we are live with representatives from the BVI CCHA family to discuss an upcoming event that you simply cannot
Indeed.
miss.
Can't
Stay
wait.
tuned.
Is business slow? Cash flow down? Hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media at cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
When you need to stay connected with friends and families at home or abroad, the best choice for you is Freedom. CCT Freedom. With the lowest rates in the market, our Freedom plan gives you unlimited calls and texting. Plus, Our Freedom One package includes 10 gigabits of super fast, unlimited LTE data and unlimited calls to the BVI, USA, USVI, Canada, Puerto Rico, and UK lines. Why pay for overages when you can enjoy CCT Freedom? Stop by at one of our stores today and speak with one of our representatives to find out more about our CCT Freedom packages.
How may I assist you? Yes. You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?
Viewers, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. You're watching 284 News. Now, as promised, we have some very special young ladies in our studio from the BVI CCHA, and they're talking about a very special upcoming event. Jovan, take it away.
Thank you so much, Ron. Viewers, we have them right here in studio for you. Now, the BVI CCHA is known for fostering a healthy business culture right here in the British Virgin Islands, but this time around, we see them hosting a national culinary dinner. Of course, in efforts to raise funds for the national team to go away in June. First up, we have the team coordinator, Mrs. Tanya Malone Smith. We also have Janae Christopher and Miss Jolise Fraser in studio. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
All right, so for persons who may not be au fait with what BVI CCHA is in the business of doing, what would you like the viewers to know?
Well, BVI CCHA hosts businesses, hospitality businesses, and under there, the BVI National Culinary Team falls. And for the past, well, I've been on the team since 2011, and they were the hosts of the team. And what we do is we go out to Taste of the Caribbean with about 14 other Caribbean countries, where we represent and we do fine art, dinners, in Caribbean style.
All right, so you guys, you said you've been under the umbrella of BVI CCHA for how long?
Since 2011.
Since 2011. Year after year, I see we continue to do amazing things on the international scene. You said we're heading to the Caribbean this time around, yeah?
Taste of the Caribbean.
Taste of the Caribbean. But so many awards received from chefs in the British Virgin Islands. What can we expect this time around from the team?
Well, we're expecting to go and bring back the gold.
All right.
Nothing but gold for us. And we have been working since the ending of last year to first time ever since we're on the ball so early. Last year we started in April.
Okay.
And competition was June. And we brought back silver.
All
very
right.
high silver. So with the hopes of us starting so early, we really hope that we can go out and do greater things and bring back the gold.
All right, so persons around the world know us for our cuisine. They love BVI, some good old BVI food. How is that received when you go off to these competitions?
Well, actually, my first time at the competition was last year. And one of our national dishes are fungi and fish.
Yes.
And I think it was received very well because we, as chefs, we experiment and, you know, we make the best of the dish. We add different ingredients, we put love in it, we do everything, and everyone loves it.
All right, so we have a big event coming up that is on the dinner is on what date, sorry?
March 18th.
March 18th, of course, which is a fundraiser, one of many fundraisers coming up, of course, to fund your trip to Taste of the Caribbean. Why should persons purchase a ticket and come out to that event?
Well, it's important for persons to purchase a ticket to come out because in the event that you cannot make it to Taste, it's a taste of taste that we present at these dinners. So at the dinners, we try to do it exactly like we do it at Taste. Plate the same amount of plates. We're timed.
So that's good practice then.
Yes,
Very good.
And then
Definitely.
at the end, the audience will critique us. We come
Yeah,
out as
tell
a
us what
team
to
and they
like.
critique us. And that makes us better.
And we do that at practice too.
Yes.
Yeah. even
How can
during
persons
practice.
get tickets?
You can go and visit the BVICCHA office in the Tropic Isle building. Tickets are $50 each. You will be receiving a 3-course meal and cocktails.
$50.
For
Yes.
$50.
For $50.
Yeah.
$50.
Three
That's
courses.
it.
That's a giveaway.
It's a giveaway. And then those monies will go back to the team, help us to prepare for our competition in June.
What is the overall financial goal? What are we trying to raise here, if you're allowed to say, of course?
This year, the budget is about $90,000.
90.
Yes.
90. 90,000.
Yes, 90,000. We have increased the team, first time ever. We want to take at least 20 persons minimum. Last year it was 11 of us, so we have increased to 20. We have a lot of young upcoming junior chefs.
Yes.
And we want to take them so they can experience it and everything. So we're asking persons, please, support the team in any way possible, any funds accepted. You can visit the office or any team member. We'll be coming up with a sponsor sheet soon.
All right.
So please don't say no. Anything, anything counts. So.
All right. So again, I think y'all are doing a remarkable job.
Thank
Before we go, who are some of the other members on the team that are slated to go away?
Well, we have our current bartender, Everson Rollins. We was hoping for him to be here today, but he couldn't.
That's okay. We know you, Everson.
Yeah, so we have Everson Rollins, and with him, for the first time ever, he have chosen out of our practices. We selected an A team and a B team.
Okay.
A team is competition team, and B team is
Development.
team. So on his A team, he has selected 2 persons to go along with him. And we have the A team, we have the current members, we have these 2 here with us.
Yes.
Johnny, she falls under the junior chef category. We have Jadiel Gibson, junior chef. We have a competing junior chef, Radiance Modest.
I know Radiance.
Yes, and we have Eric Flex Clark, and
You have some
pastry
popular
chef.
names in there.
Yeah,
Very
we
good.
have pastry chef Lakeisha King and Lakeisha Berry.
Yes.
Those are currently, but we have some new, passionate young chefs who will be taken along with us.
All right, viewers, for just $50, you can be a part of the fundraising. Then, of course, it goes back to an incredible cause, raising funds for our BVI National Culinary Team to head off to Taste of the Caribbean. Of course, exposing our chefs to the world of food and, of course, having the world enjoy just a bit of BVI cuisine. Quite a great cause that you want to be a part of course, while enjoying a good plate. Or a good meal.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, ladies, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
You're most welcome. Ron, right back to you.
Thank you, Jovan, and thank you, ladies, so much for joining us. We here at 284 Media are major foodies, Miss Jovan Wilson in particular, so I know we'll be there supporting you guys, but we do wish you all the best in your endeavors and continue to do the remarkable work that you are doing. Minister of Education, Culture, Youth Affairs, Fisheries, and Culture, Dr. the Honorable D. Natalia Wheatley, said the late Honorable H. Lavity Stout was a great leader who was focused on the development of the people of the Virgin Islands. Honorable Wheatley, while addressing the Silver Jubilee for the memorial of the first Chief Minister of the Virgin Islands on March 2nd, said Mr. Stout was also responsive to the needs of the people. Minister Wheatley said, and I quote, "In order to inspire the people to have confidence in local representation, it is absolutely necessary to exhibit strong leadership qualities." The minister added, saying these include being responsive to the needs of the people, being people-focused and people-centered, knowing when to hold back and knowing when to press forward, making alliances to advance the people's interests, disarming potential enemies with affability. These are just a few of the qualities that allowed H.O. Stout to be the longest-serving chief minister with the most consecutive terms as leader. The Honorable Minister further stated that the greatest quality of H.L. Stout was his vision for what the Virgin Islands could be. He said, and I quote, "He had a vision for the economy, a vision for the education system, a vision for the infrastructure, and he put the components in place to execute the vision. And we are seeing the benefit of that vision today." Meanwhile, Premier and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Andrew A. Foy, said that Honorable Stout should be remembered as someone who led his people to prosperity. The Premier said, and I quote, "I saw the Virgin Islanders who led his territory. I also saw the Virgin Islander who had a testimony, and that a testimony is ours." Keynote speaker Dr. Angel Smith attributed the territory's achievements in the past and even today to Honorable Stout's focus and vision. Smith said, and I quote, "During his tenure, the journey was focused, and the Virgin Islands became one of the leading economies in the region. I did not list his accomplishments, for we live them every day." Dr. Smith went on to state that a number of members from his generation are products of H.L. Stout's era. His vision did not just stay where it was. He looked into the future, into where we are today. The visionary leader was remembered through several aspects of his life, but more so as a great leader who continued the journey of legislative freedom. The theme for this year's The Journey Continues was twofold in that not only did it highlight the Honorable Stout's political career and his journey, but also to acknowledge that this year marks 70 years, viewers, 70 years since the restoration of Virgin Islands Legislative Council, which was a privilege and was taken away in the early 90s. It noted that because of the restoration in 1950, H.L. Stout was privileged to chart the way forward for 17 years as he led the government during his tenure from 1967 to 1995. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we celebrate his birthday every year in the form of a holiday, but it is important to remember exactly why we celebrate and who exactly H.L. Stout was. A dramatization of the life of the late Chief Minister was done by the BVI Drama Society, focusing on his vision and favorite proverb, "Where there is no vision, the people perish." His most noteworthy capital projects were highlighted, and it was mentioned that they are still being developed today. These projects include tertiary education, port development, utilities, and infrastructure. The government of the Virgin Islands, through the Department of Culture, celebrates the life of the late Honorable H.L. Stout as a person of historic significance to the territory every day for the first month in March. The day is declared a public holiday in celebration of the anniversary of his birthday of the territory's first Chief Minister, the one and only Hamilton Lavely Stout, who passed away on May 14, 1995. Now, still ahead, Dr. the Honorable D. Natalia Wheatley conducts educational tour in UK, and an Alabama man is due to be executed today for 3 murders that he did not commit. You can't miss that story. All this and more when 284 News returns.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Brilliant Hands and Minds tutoring services, one-on-one tutorials in math and English, intense homework assistance, academic enrichment, school projects, effective communication and public speaking development, sign language for adults and children on Saturdays only. Registered with the Virgin Islands High School Certificate Program, Brilliant Hands and Minds can help you too. Offering intense curriculum-based training to help you or your loved ones get their high school diploma. It's time to make your family's education a #1 priority. Hurry, space is limited. Brilliant Hands and Minds Learning Center. We are the trained education professionals.
Viewers, welcome back. On to one of our final stories. Minister for Education, Culture, Youth Affairs, Fisheries, and Agriculture, Dr. the Honorable Natalia D. Wheatley, is said to have had a successful tour of several educational institutions in Hertfordshire and Essex countries in the United Kingdom. The minister met with Hertfordshire education officials and head teachers while touring 3 fundamental institutions in the last month as he continues to make strides on achieving the BVI's public education system and infrastructure. Honorable Wheatley visited the Southfield School, a specialized purpose-built primary school which caters to children with modern learning difficulties, autistic spectrum disorders, and speech, language, and communication difficulties. He also visited the secondary institution, Onslow St. Audrey's School, which takes a more integrated approach as a mainstream school for children of all abilities, but provides special provisions and pastoral care for children with special requirements. The minister toured the Link Hatfield, a specialist secondary school aimed at children who require behavioral interventions to their usual secondary tuition. The University of Hertfordshire also hosted the minister for talks and a tour of the university's D. Hillevan campus. Speaking on discussions held with the Director of International at the university, Mr. Stuart Smith, Honorable Wheatley stated that the students' progression to the UK, delivery of degree program in the BVI, staff exchange, and capacity building projects were also subjects explored during the discussion. He said, and I quote, "I welcome the potential for partnership between the university and the H. Laverty Stout Community College in the BVI." In Hertfordshire, the minister was hosted by the school officials, including Head of School Standards and Accountability, Ms. Tanya Rail. The BVI and Hertfordshire countries share a memorandum of understanding which facilitates exchange in areas such as education, sports, and economy development. The countries mainstream one of the higher standards of education in the UK. Now, a part of that tour was also visited by Glenwood Special School, a purpose-built institution which caters to children with moderate to severe special needs and disabilities based on Essex, UK. The focus here was on the architectural design of the facilities as well as the curriculum and overall school management. Honorable Wheatley said viewing various schools' models provides a useful comparison to better determine the aspects of design, curriculum, and management which would be better served in the territory. Jovan, we see where our minister is definitely doing a lot of research and visiting these particular initiatives, and I hope rather that much research was gathered from that visit.
Definitely, and I think this is how we gather information. This is how we build expertise.
Yes.
This is how we form partnerships and build resilient schools. I know he's been looking at a lot of schools around the Caribbean as well, and within the same capacity. And overall, it just works out to the full benefits of the students here in the British Virgin Islands. We have to move on to our final story. In closing, this one is in Alabama. Now, it's a fact that no one disputes. Alabama is about to execute a 44-year-old man named Nathaniel Woods for the murder of 3 police officers that he did not kill. Now, 3 Birmingham police officers were gunned down attempting to serve a misdemeanor warrant on Woods at his home in the city's west side. Woods had surrendered to the police when another man in the house, Kerry Spencer, opened fire with an assault rifle, killing the officers Carlos Owen, Charles Bennett, and Harley Chisholm. Now, even though Woods did not pull the trigger, viewers, he is still scheduled to be executed today, Thursday, despite questions about his culpability. Now, lawyers for Nathaniel Woods, 42, have maintained his innocence, pointing out that another defendant in the case confessed to being the lone gunman. Woods' attorney have asked Alabama Governor Mr. Kay Ivey to commute his sentence, an appeal also made by a number of activists, including Martin Luther King III. Now, the son of the civil rights icon wrote a letter to the governor. He said, "In just 2 days, your state and the state I was born in is set to kill a man who was very likely to be innocent. Killing this African-American man whose case appears to have been strongly mishandled by the courts could produce an irreversible injustice," he wrote. Now, Ivey's office declined to comment, and there was no immediate comment from the state attorney's general office. Now, the lawyers are saying that the defense was inadequate. Woods' attorneys have said again that the court appointed a lawyer who had never handled a capital case, conducted an inadequate investigation, and failed to advise him properly about taking a plea deal that was offered in 2015. Woods was convicted of capital murder and attempted murder and was sentenced to death. Spencer, who was also convicted of capital murder and sentenced to death, the Attorney General's office said Spencer remains in prison and again today is due to be executed. Now, among those supporting Woods is Bart Starr Jr., the son of the late NFL Hall of Fame quarterback, who said, "What took place simultaneously is a tragedy of 3 families of police officers, but now another potential tragedy because the system has failed that individual." He continued, of course, with his heartfelt sentiments, of course, sentiments echoed by persons across Alabama and across the world.
Indeed.
Just to see that in this day and age, justice is still not being served, and easily this could be another tragedy for this young man who is seemingly innocent.
Very unfortunate, but I do appreciate the fact that a lot of prominent forces, particularly those in the civil rights, are coming forward and lending listening ear and support.
Well, that's the era that we live in,
Indeed.
thank God. Viewers, that is it for today's News Roundup. Be sure to follow us for daily news updates at 284media.com, or you can like us on Facebook at 284media as well as 284BVI, on Instagram as well as Twitter. My name is Javon Wilson.
And I'm Ron Grant. We'll see you again tomorrow as we deliver your daily dose of local, regional, and international content. 284 News, your source for honest and impartial news right here on 284 Media. Happy Thursday, everybody. Have a beautiful evening.
Bye.